An entrenched standoff between the armed forces of Ukraine and pro-Russian insurgents affiliated with the Donetsk People's Republic took place from the 12th of April until the 5th of July 2014. During the rising unrest in Ukraine in the aftermath of the 2014 Ukrainian Revolution, the city of Kramatorsk in Donetsk Oblast came under the control of the breakaway Donetsk People's Republic on the 12th of April. In an effort to retake the city, the Ukrainian government launched a counter-offensive against the separatist insurgents, who had taken up positions in the city. The insurgents withdrew from city on the 5th of July, allowing Ukrainian forces to subsequently recapture the city, ending the standoff. Background events. The standoff began on the 12th of April, when a group of separatist insurgents from the Donbas People's Militia attempted to capture a police station. A shootout with police followed, eventually leading to the capture of the building by the separatists. After capturing the building, they tore the Ukrainian coat of arms off the building, and raised the flag of the Donetsk People's Republic. The insurgents then issued an ultimatum stating that if the city's mayor and his subordinates did not swear allegiance to the People's Republic by Monday, they would take over the city council. A crowd of separatists later rallied around the city council building, entered it, and raised the flag of the People's Republic over it. A representative of the Donetsk People's Republic addressed locals outside the captured police station, but was received negatively by the crowd. On the outskirts of the city, some insurgents set up a checkpoint near a local military airfield. First government counter-offensive by the 15th of April, however, the Ukrainian transitional government had launched a counter-offensive against insurgents in Donetsk Oblast. The Ukrainian ground forces attacked the insurgent checkpoint at the airfield, and then regained control over the airfield itself. It was estimated that between 4 and 11 insurgents were killed in the attack. Insurgents made another attempt to capture the airfield on the 16th of April, but Ukrainian special forces that had been guarding the airfield since its original recapturing quickly drove them away, and took several prisoners. The Ukrainian troops reportedly saw hundreds of civilians and armed men gathered outside the military cordon around the airfield. Amidst the Ukrainian counter-offensive on the 16th of April, 6 Ukrainian armored vehicles that had been traveling through Kramatorsk were captured by the insurgents. These captured vehicles were then sent to reinforce Donbas People's Militia positions in Sloviansk, which were under heavy siege by government forces. The insurgents later offered to exchange hostages, including the local police chief, for weapons. Second government counter-offensive. Government forces focused primarily on Sloviansk for the next few days. However, on the 25th of April, a military helicopter at the Kramatorsk airfield exploded after its fuel tank was shot while it was taking off. Insurgents claimed responsibility for the shooting, and said that they had hit the helicopter with a rocket-propelled grenade. In an interview with Russian media, Dmitry Timchuk, a defense expert and director of the Center of Military and Political Research in Kiev, told reporters that the Mi-8 helicopter pilot had managed to escape with minor injuries. A transport aeroplane was also reportedly destroyed, after having recaptured many formerly occupied buildings in Sloviansk during a renewed offensive there. Ukrainian forces successfully captured a television transmission tower in Kramatorsk on the 2nd of May. Further clashes between the Ukrainian army and insurgent fighters overnight on 2 to 3 May led to the death of 10 pro-Russian activists and left 30 injured, according to a local pro-Russian self-defense leader. During the fighting, the Ukrainian army was able to remove the insurgents from the security service of Ukraine building that they had been occupying. Street battles broke out, and Russian media reported that the city was mostly under the control of Ukrainian forces, with only the city square remaining under pro-Russian control. However, it was reported the next day that the building had been abandoned by government forces, rather than fortified. and that the flag of the Donetsk People's Republic still flew from it even after the insurgents had been evicted. This eviction did not last long, as the Ukrainian army abruptly withdrew back to their positions at the military airfield on the 4th of May. Insurgents then reclaimed the SBU building and police station that had been abandoned by Ukrainian forces. During the day, clashes erupted between insurgents and an army column on a road near Kramatorsk, which left one civilian dead. A Ukrainian army unit was ambushed near Kramatorsk by about 30 separatist insurgents on the 13th of May. The ambush was initiated when insurgents fired a rocket-propelled grenade at an armored personnel carrier that had been carrying paratroopers, causing the vehicle to explode. Many soldiers were injured in the ensuing skirmish, and 7 soldiers were killed, along with 1 insurgent. A government mortar carrier was also destroyed in the fighting. As part of the continuing military operation around Kramatorsk, the army destroyed a separatist hideout in a forest near the city, and captured 3 insurgents. On the 15th of May, continued fighting continued on the 2nd of June, on the outskirts of Kramatorsk, leaving 3 people dead. A more significant incident took place on the 14th of June, when the Ukrainian government launched an airstrike on insurgent positions in Kramatorsk. They said that they killed at least 50 insurgents. Insurgents attacked an army checkpoint near Kramatorsk on the 27th of June, and captured it. However, soon after government forces conducted a counter-attack and managed to recapture the checkpoint. The fighting left 4 soldiers dead and 5 wounded. During their assault, the insurgents used 8 tanks and mortars. 4 government armored personnel carriers and 1 mortar were destroyed in the fighting. An anti-Russian source reported that one of the separatists' tanks was destroyed, and 1 captured, while the number of militant casualties was unknown and there was no verification from the separatists. A city bus was hit by gunfire on the 1st of July, leaving 4 civilians dead and 5 wounded. Government forces captured the stronghold of Sloviansk from the insurgents on the 5th of July, forcing them to retreat to Kramatorsk. BBC News reported that witnesses saw insurgents abandoning checkpoints in Kramatorsk. Later on the same day, DPR Prime Minister Alexander Borodai confirmed that the insurgents had withdrawn from Kramatorsk and retreated to Donetsk city. Ukrainian forces then regained control of the town, and raised the Ukrainian flag over the city administration building. Kramatorsk city administration said that at least 50 people had been killed in the fighting, and that 22 remained in the hospital as of the 8th of July because of injuries incurred during it.